Smart Mirror is your optical dispensary's new indispensable tool that enhances the eyewear selling process. Get ready to dazzle your customers. Smart Mirror is composed of 3 core modules. Frame selection helps your RX patients see exactly how they look in their frames. Clients can also compare and share several frames at once. Lens selection is an ophthalmic lens simulator. A systemic demonstration of lens options helps patients understand and make better lens choices. Measurements is the best electronic measuring solution to ensure a proper lens fit of the most sophisticated, personalized progressive lenses. If your customer has strong RX or her eyes dilated, or just can't decide which frame to choose, use frame selection to help her make a quicker and better decision. Choose frames proactively and reduce the choice to only 3 or 4. Have her try the first one, open the app, and ask her to stay still. Hold the iPad steadily with both hands and point the camera towards the patient's face to take a portrait shot. Take pictures of the frame by pressing the numbered boxes on the left frame. A picture will appear in each as you take it. Ask your client to try on the next frame. Take a picture with a 3/4 angle to show the frame and face features, especially logos on the temples or the end piece. Use the slide to switch from photo to video, because video can be better since a woman or man may want to see what frames look like from a variety of angles or the customer's whole self. Now your customer can finally see herself with different frame choices. You can detail the quality, brand, color, shape details, and value of each. The full screen view mode shows a slideshow of your images. Just swipe the screen left or right to see the next photo. The pen tool allows you to write or draw on the iPad screen. You can, for example, underline in blue the very round bottom of the first frame, and then do the same with another picture. This is a great frame advisor tool. Exit full screen mode and tap Compare. Compare mode does just that. All 4 images can be seen at one time. It's easy here to highlight each in full screen and then compare again. With Share, you can email pictures to get instant feedback, a second opinion, or helpful recommendations from family, friends, or co-workers. To cancel, delete the draft. You will be back to the frame selection screen. To exit this module, tap on the House icon. Tap Lens Selection to open the simulator. This module is divided into 7 categories. Refractive errors describes the visual defects for which patients wear glasses. Photochromic lenses demonstrates the activation process of photochromic lenses. Multifocal lens comparison compares a patient's multifocals choices, visible bifocals or progressives, and the improvements in vision offered by premium progressives. Single vision proves the advantages of thinner and lighter lens materials. PAL tutorial explains to first-time progressive wearers how to use their new glasses. Polarized Lenses illustrates the wonder of polarized sunglasses. Coatings describes the varieties of treatments benefits. Refractive errors explain the definition and the symptoms of myopia, hyperopia, presbyopia, and astigmatism. Myopia occurs when the eyeball is too long relative to the focusing power of the cornea and the lens of the eye. You will have difficulty seeing distant objects clearly, but will be able to see well for close-up tasks, such as reading and your phone. Up close is clear. The eye cross-section shows light focused in front of the retina. Add a minus lens to bend light rays slightly outwards. The distance vision is now completely clear, and the near remains sharp. Hyperopia is corrected by using a positive or convex lens that is designed to refocus the image on the retina and restore near vision. Bifocal or progressive addition lenses are the most common correction for presbyopia. Astigmatism requires an additional cylinder lens power to correct the difference between the powers of the two principal meridians of the eye. This arrow will take you back to the menu. Tap Photochromic Lenses. The animation demonstrates that indoors lenses are clear, but they react quickly to changing light and darken outside in bright sunlight. Then the lens will begin to clear as soon as it is away from UV light. Viewing in gray, brown is available. Touch I to get a description of the lens that is being demoed. Each section of the app has an information page with background material for your reference. Close the Information page to go back to the Lens menu. Tap Multifocal Lens Comparison. With this module, you can visualize the features and benefits of various multifocal lenses through lens simulations and augmented reality. You can select from different Set Images options by tapping them in the gallery on the left side of the screen. There is a driving scene, an indoor environment with a TV and a remote control, and finally, a photo of an office setting from the patient's perspective. Let's go back to the first situation. On the bottom of the screen, tap on a lens design to demonstrate multifocal correction options. Wireframes helps you show the patient more clearly where blurring can occur towards the sides of the lens. Turn it on to show the patient the corridor of vision. Turn it off to allow the patient to see the blurring as he or she would see it naturally. Adjust the power by scrolling the spinner. Adjust the addition the same way. You can split the screen to directly compare two different lens designs or help your customer with a different lens option. Use the highlighting pen tool to show and describe the benefits. You can draw the far and near vision zones on a standard lens, then larger ones on the premium lens. This allows you to show how premium lenses improve the clear field of view. Tap Pen tool to erase the drawings. You can also demonstrate the lenses with augmented reality. Tap the arrow to go back to the Lens menu. Tap Single Vision. This feature compares and displays the edge thickness between the various lens index based on material availability as well as spherical versus aspherical availability. This app ensures you can tell patients when high index is needed. The power of the lenses can be changed using this spinner. You can do the same with the cylinder, as well as axis. Select the lens index and design on the left side using their respective spinners. Then, enter the lens index and design you want to compare it with on the right side. The edge thickness will be displayed in millimeters for each lens option, and the differences between them in percentage and weight. The Frame icon opens a 3D face with glasses. Using the icons on the left, you can alternate between a man's face and a woman's face. But more importantly, use the double frame icon to compare two lenses side by side with the faces. Or, just with the frames, animate in 3D in order to better visualize the thickness of the lenses at the edges. At any time, you can change the design or index parameters. This screen shows the visual difference between spheric and aspheric lenses from the patient's perspective. The effects of the lenses can be viewed on two selectable backgrounds, which can be switched by tapping the desired one. Aspheric lenses are flatter and slimmer. Their unique design eliminates completely or reduces these distortions for better peripheral vision. Return to the main screen by pressing the arrow. PAL tutorial includes short videos on how to correctly and incorrectly view through progressive lenses. With the first scenario, you can explain that to look at the computer, the patient should hold his head still and drop his eyes slightly to find the right area to look through. And to read comfortably, it is important to lower your eyes to use the bottom of the lenses. By clicking on Incorrect, you can show what happens if the patient tilts his head in that situation. So you can select Correct or Incorrect to show the correct or incorrect head posture. And in the same way, for close-up vision, you can show the incorrect and correct way to hold the head. Tap Outdoor, Right, Left, and stop the animation when the vehicle appears. Explain that you must turn the head to correctly see on the sides. Without turning the head, lateral vision can become blurry and very uncomfortable. Tap Outdoor, Down, Up. Explain that the correct attitude is to slightly lower the head to stay in the upper area of the lenses. In this case, the sidewalk will be clear. Without lowering the head, the wearer will look with the bottom of the lenses and the sidewalk will be blurred. Touch the arrow to go back to the main menu. Tap Polarized Lenses. When skiing, polarized lenses can reduce the bounce back of sunshine off snow and ice that skiers might find bothersome. You can show that tints aren't as effective because they can't get rid of all of the glare. Gray lenses keep all the colors the same. Brown further enhances contrast, and green is soothing to the eye and helps with contrast. On the left side of the screen, you can change the scenes. When you're driving along, never miss anything in the road. On vacation, never miss all that sea life. Improve safety when that glare makes kids at the crosswalk hard to see. See the fish in the pond at the park. This example shows that regular sunglasses do not have enough clarity of vision and contrast. Compare to the polarized lenses that increases visual comfort by eliminating the glare from sunlight. Tap the arrow to go back to the lens menu. Tap Coding. This simulation visually demonstrates the difference between lenses with anti-reflection or without anti-reflection and shows the visual benefits of lenses. With this simulation, it shows how anti-reflection makes your eyeglasses look more attractive by eliminating the reflections from the front surface of your eyeglass lenses. Use this video to demonstrate the difference between nighttime driving while wearing lenses with and without anti-reflection. Turn on the video mode to show the benefits of anti-reflection in real time with augmented reality. The hydrophobic treatment is a rain and water repellent coating that penetrates and seals the microscopic pores of the lens surface with a super slick invisible barrier that helps to repel rain and sweat. It also prevents sleet and snow from sticking to the lens surface on contact by weakening the lens surface tension. This facilitates the aerodynamic runoff of water droplets, which results in an improved visibility. The oil repellent, oleophobic surfaces repel water, dust, oil, and dirt on optics. The lens stays cleaner and clearer longer. Scratch-resistant coating has a much harder surface that is more resistant to scratching. An anti-scratch coating can lengthen the life of the lenses. You can use the augmented reality mode at any time. Premium anti-reflection treatments also help to repel dirt and dust. And today, the ability to add a blue-violet light inhibitor helps with the concern about electronic devices, especially when held very close to the eye. The last icon on the right allows you to demonstrate the combination of the different treatments. You can select the treatments one by one to show good, better, best. And you can go back to the lens menu by touching the arrow. Tap the Measurements icon. Select New Session. Then FAR PD. Accurately fit the patient's actual new frame before measuring. Place the frame reference device, FRED, on the frame, making sure that FRED is as centered on the frame as possible. The patient posture should be as relaxed and natural as possible. Ideally, the head of the person being photographed should not be tilted up, down, or to the side. Stand close to your patient and place the iPad rear camera at their eye level. Instruct the patient to gaze into the camera lens on the rear of the iPad. Step back approximately 18 inches, 45 centimeters. The horizontal line must be at the patient's eye level. Center the patient in the clear rectangle. Frame and FRED should be inside the live clear rectangle. Make sure the patient looks at the rear camera before OK is touched. Once the photo is taken, markers appear. 3 yellow markers should be correctly centered on FRED's cardinal points, and 2 white markers on the patient's corneal reflex, white spot, on both eyes. Once all the markers are correctly positioned, click the right arrow. Adjust frame boxing. Sides should be tangent to the outermost edges of the frame from inside. Don't take into account the depth of the groove. This value will be automatically included in the results during selection of the type of frame. Fitting height horizontal line should go to the lowest edge of the frame. This is important to ensure lenses will be properly sized and can affect lens thickness. When measuring thicker frames, especially with larger wrap, it is important to mark up boxing consistently, ideally always on the front edge of the frame. Displayed on the screen, you will find a summary of all measurements produced. Monocular PDs. From the center of the frame's bridge to the corneal reflection. Monocular fitting heights. Lens dimensions and DBL. You can select the frame type from the drop-down lists. Pantoscopic tilt, the change of vertical position of the center reference marker to the temporal reference markers. The correction of head rotation function depicts a horizontal rotation of the head that is taken into account during measurement and subsequent correction of that measurement. This mode displays a scheme of the different measurements. Take another photo for extra measurements for optimal fitting, such as near PD and position of wear. Click Near PD. The patient is still wearing frame and Fred and has not changed the way they were properly fitted. Give iPad to the patient and ask her to hold the iPad in portrait mode with both hands, like a book, at her comfortable preferred reading distance. Adjust the inclination of the iPad so that Fred and frame are in the clear rectangle. Click OK and direct the patient to look at the red circle and to keep as still as possible during these 3 seconds. 3 yellow markers should be correctly positioned on Fred's cardinal points, and the white markers on the patient's corneal reflex, and touch the right arrow. Locate the frame's nasal edges for monocular near PD and lower frame edges for height, and touch the right arrow. The near vision red locating cross has recorded the patient reading line of sight. You can fine-tune the results with Edit. Change the height and tap OK. The up fit value will change accordingly. The ability to modify the fitting heights allows you to adapt SmartMirror to your work habits. Using pantoscopic tilt, you will find the vertex distance and the near PD. It shows the inset, the horizontal distance that the eye turns when changing from far to near vision. Bifocal height defaults to lower lid unless manually adjusted with Edit. The reading distance. The upfit value which corresponds to an ideal corridor length. You can toggle near PD design to simulate the available area for reading. Adjust the corridor length to be what the patient really needs. Once the corridor length is selected, tap ED. Now you can calculate the minimum size lens that will fit in the patient's frame. Take off the frame and Fred to measure the frame wrap angle. Press Wrap. Place the frame on a flat surface with the temples open. Hold your iPad centered over and parallel to the frame at around 15 inches away. Guidelines will appear on the screen. Align the bridge at the center cross. Line up the frame close to the guidelines while looking directly down at the frame with the iPad. Press OK to take the photo and hold the iPad still during the 3 seconds countdown. After the photo has been taken, 2 yellow lines will appear. Adjust the yellow circles located on both ends of both yellow lines until all 4 circles are on top of the inner and outer edges of the framed lenses. Press Done to finish. The frame wrap angle will calculate automatically and will appear in the box. You can now share the measurements. Enter the client's first and last name and then OK. You can select how you want to share these measurements from the list. To save the measurements, tap Sessions, then Save Session. Enter the client's first and last name, then Save. Tap OK. The session is saved. Now that your session is saved, you can prepare the iPad for the next customer. Tap Sessions, FAR PD, and the house icon to go back to the main menu. To find a previous session from the main menu, click Measurement. Then New Session, and select Session Manager. The search is done by date by default. But you can also search by the name of your client. Once you have found your customer session, tap Load Session, or you can also choose to put the results in full screen, edit, or delete. To go back to the main menu, tap Sessions, FAR PD, and the house icon. For optimum use of the smart mirror, we recommend the Smart Stand. With a slim, space-saving modern design, the 360-degree rotating stand is height adjustable to elevate the iPad camera to your customer's eye level. It gives you added stability and frees up your hands so you can easily readjust your customer's frames and posture before taking pictures.